This is the TerraMaster F2NAS, and I'm not going to get into demonstrating all the ins and outs and technical setup with that. There's videos of that already online. I just kind of want to introduce what this looks like and my experience with it and all that. This is the NAS here. It's a nice looking design. It's got a nice handle on it. It's a pretty good quality NAS. They included with the NAS is network cable, the power adapter and the cable with that, 2 drive trays here, and the quick start guide, which basically tells you nothing other than to go to a particular website for setup. I kind of wish they would included either a CD with the guide and all that kind of stuff on it and the setup information, as opposed to having to automatically go to a website to do it. But the setup instructions are pretty decent on the website. I like this. I've had mixed success with, I have a Netgear router that has network capabilities via USB on it. I've kind of had mixed success with that with my USB hard drive. So this is a good way to set up a NAS. And you can do it in 3 different ways, either via the Ethernet cable, USB, or via the eSATA connection. For my purposes, I'm actually setting it up with the Ethernet connection, just because I had such flaky setup with my Netgear and setting up a hard drive via the USB. It's kind of been a hit and miss with that. But this is a nice heavy-duty metal case with for this NAS. It's got, like I said, it's got the carrying handle for easy carrying around. It has the ability to handle up to 2 drives of storage, up to 8 terabytes total, depending on what configuration you're going to use in it. I do kind of wish the hard drives had been included, but it does give you the flexibility to put whatever size drives you want into it, as opposed to having it pre-configured. But that would have probably saved a little bit of time with setup. This is not a trayless design. It has let me pop it open here. It has where you have to screw in the drive into the base. So it's not trayless. It's not that huge of a deal. I would like to have seen trayless, but it's okay as far as my purposes are concerned. The drives are hot swappable, although I'm personally cautious with that kind of stuff, but they are hot swappable. You can pop them in and out and change them. Unlike my hard drive set up via the router, which is into USB, this is not as plug and play as that type of setup, and can be a challenge unless you're familiar with setting up hard drives, RAIDs, and NAS type devices. So the setup can be a pain though, but the website that you go to does kind of walk you through the steps that you need. You can download the manual, the software that you need with this, and what I suggest always is the firmware update before you really do anything else. There's lots of configuration options in the setup with this. You can set it up as a RAID 0, 1, a JBOD or single disk storage. This particular NAS has 1.6 gigahertz processor, 512 megabytes of DDR3 RAM, so not too bad in that respect. And again, I've already gone through the connections, which I'll show you are on the back here. It has a large fan here on the back, the 3 connections that you can utilize, in the power there. On the front is a power button, and then 2 LED hard drive access buttons that indicate, which hard drives are up and running and active, that kind of thing. The fan levels are okay with this. I mean, some might find it a little noisy, but I really don't pay attention to that type of thing, so I don't think it's that big of an issue for me. I'm personally going to be using these with two terabyte Western Digital drives in a non-RAID configuration, because I really don't need the RAID part of it. I just kind of want a massive storage drive for streaming such music, videos, that kind of thing. And overall, I think this is a nice looking, well-made, quality NAS. It performs well so far for me. I'll update my review over long-term durability if I have an issue with that. It works as it should, at least for me. It has the ability to hot swap drives, lots of configuration options, does what it's supposed to do for me in my network. The biggest downside of this is configuration can be a bit of a pain for this particular NAS, and I give it 4 stars.